Hey, so here are my final thoughts going to the last episode of Game of Thrones, so spoilers from what I'm about to say. Alright, so first up, I reckon Dany's side is going to get completely wiped out. What I mean by that is that I reckon Grey Worm, Drogon, and Dany will need to be destroyed somehow. Traditionally, I reckon that Jon will need to take out Dany and maybe Grey Worm, while Arya will need to take out Drogon, possibly with the help of Needle. But this theory could also be flipped around because for a long time, Arya had a queen on her list and bailed at the last second, so it's possible that Dany could fill that spot and Jon can handle Drogon. He did spend a lot of time yelling at a dragon in episode 3, so maybe after his resurrection he is fireproof now? It does seem unlikely, but not impossible. Also, if Jon happens to die in this last episode, then that means that Gendry may actually become king of Westeros with Davos as his hand. There is a quote in the series where Stannis says, "What's a bastard boy compared to a kingdom?" Then Davos says, "Everything." It is also King's Landing that was destroyed by a dragon, so who better will know the people and how to rebuild it than two people that grew up there? But this is a small theory and it looks as though Jon will reluctantly become king, although Game of Thrones does like its twists. So the motivation behind Dany getting destroyed is that she is now a tyrant, and she may go around destroying the other houses or punishing those that have betrayed her, such as Tyrion, Sansa, and Jon. But whatever the reason is, it has to be big enough for Jon to actually betray her and stand up against her, if it wasn't already the destruction of King's Landing. Also, it could be possible that Davos uses Melisandre's glamour necklace to bypass Dany's guards and improve his smuggling abilities. In the series, he constantly refers to time and not being able to recognize himself, as well as not being a fighter, so it's possible that in his younger form, he's harder to recognize, he's fully restored before Stannis' punishment, and is better at fighting. Lastly, I don't know if Bran has been pulling the strings this whole time and helping with Dany's turn to tyrant. We saw him use his walking abilities in Another Time, which fulfilled destiny and explained the current reality, especially with Hodor, and he is shown to communicate with people in the past, such as Ned, which means that he could be inside of Dany's head and repeating the phrases from other characters Dany has talked to herself that would result in her current frame of mind. He could also be possible for the Mad King, a legacy that Dany has tried so hard to stay away from. Now, I don't know if this is a theory or not, but in its entirety, it seems as though the Lord of Light is winning. It destroyed Winter and set fire to thousands of Whites, or fallen fighters. It has essentially followed Dany everywhere she went in Essos and in Westeros, and was recently offered sacrifices in the thousands when Dany went to destroy King's Landing, not to mention the multiple uses of wildfire in this series. Either way, there'll need to be some sort of balancing in the show if things are going to be restored, so Dany and Drogon will need to be defeated somehow. Anyway guys, that's the clip for today. Hopefully you are thrilled with the last episode, and I'll see you next time.